If you are currently looking to buy a new iPhone this Christmas season, then today's video is for you. I'm gonna guide you through the iPhone lineup and tell you which iPhone I think it's worth it and which iPhone you shouldn't buy. If you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. This is my iPhone Christmas buying guide. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get started. So, let's now jump into the iPhone lineup and see which new iPhones do we have available. So, as you can see, we are now on the Apple App Store and we have several new iPhones available. We have the iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max. We have the iPhone 16, 15, 14 and the iPhone SE. But I want to start by the iPhone SE. Guys, don't buy the iPhone SE. It's a complete waste of money to buy this phone right now in 2024. It has the outdated iPhone 8 design, still has a very old chip. I think it's the A14. It has only a single camera, and I think it's not a good deal right now. It still costs, let me just check. It costs around maybe, $429 for an iPhone 8 design, as you can see. Why would you spend that money on this? I mean, it does not make any sense. Like, this phone still has an outdated design, still has an outdated display. It's a 4.7-inch display. $429. Yes, you get 5G. Yes, you maybe get the A15, if I'm not wrong. A 4.7, A15, okay. A15 chip. But still, you get the 4.7-inch display, LCD display, old design. Yes, you get the Touch ID button, but do you really care about the Touch ID button? And yeah, I've lived with the iPhone 8 in 2024. And I mean, it's not a bad iPhone, but I don't think it's a good design to use in 2024, especially to buy. You can still be using it, but it must be an old iPhone. It cannot be a new one. So I would ditch completely the iPhone SE and I would avoid it. Wouldn't buy it, wouldn't touch it, wouldn't try to get it used. Nothing. Just leave it be. If you are looking to buy a new iPhone SE, then expect a new iPhone SE in 2025. This will be a complete redesign. This will be an iPhone 14-like design with maybe better cameras, maybe two cameras, with a better chip for sure. It will have Apple Intelligence, so it needs to have the A18. So completely ignore this iPhone SE. I don't think it's a good buy for you to go in 2024. But going back to the iPhone lineup, we have the iPhone 16 Pro, 16, 15 and 14 now. And going for the iPhone 14, again, I don't think you should be getting this iPhone in 2024. I know it's cheap. You get for $599, you get the dual camera design, you get an OLED display, although it's still 60 Hz, you get fun colors. But the only thing that I would say that it's a big deal breaker for me to get the iPhone 14 in 2024 is USB-C. This iPhone still features a Lightning port, so if you don't really care about the Lightning versus USB-C debate, then getting the iPhone 14 for $599 or $600 with, let's just check, 128 gigabytes of storage. This is the base storage. Quite good for most people. If you are currently looking to buy a cheap iPhone for someone, for a kid, for your grandpa, and they don't really care about USB-C, and they don't really care about USB-C, in that case, maybe getting a fun color like the red one, maybe getting the yellow one, yeah, maybe it's kind of worth it. $600 for that, and you get a brand new iPhone with 128 gigabytes of storage. Keep in mind, this iPhone will have 12 megapixels on the main camera. Keep in mind, this iPhone will have the camera button. Keep in mind, this iPhone won't have dynamic island. Keep in mind, this iPhone will have a 60 Hz display, but mainly won't have Apple Intelligence. So if you think Apple Intelligence is the future, avoiding the iPhone 14 at all costs should be a priority. Of course, it's still a very, very fun iPhone. You still have the notch, almost notchless design, the old iPhone 13 notch design. You have dual diagonal cameras, the 12 megapixel main camera and the 12 megapixel ultra wide. You have fun colors, this beautiful blue. You have an OLED display. It's 60 Hz still, but it's an OLED display. If you want to have the iPhone 14 or 14 Plus, I wouldn't get the iPhone 14 Plus. It's $699, almost $700, just for a bigger version of the iPhone 14. These plus-sized models, I think they are too big for what they are, which is a cheap iPhone. If you are talking about the Pro Max models, then it makes more sense because you have an amazing display. This one is still very good, but getting a bigger battery for the same price as the iPhone 15, I don't think it's worth it. So getting the iPhone 14 in 2024 right now in this Christmas time, it's a great Christmas gift for someone that doesn't really care about USB-C. Other than that, the cameras are not the best, the battery life is not the best, and having Lightning, at least for me, or for someone that is tech savvy, it will be a big deal breaker. As for the iPhone 15, The iPhone 15 is an interesting phone because this was the first time that Apple introduced USB-C to the base lineup of iPhones. And it's a really, really good iPhone. The iPhone 15, I think it was the best value cheap iPhone you could get when it was new. And now, in 2024, Christmas time in 2024, it's only $699 to get the iPhone 15. Again, the same price as the iPhone 14 Plus. So, if you're currently looking to buy the iPhone 14 Plus, don't do it, grab the iPhone 15. I think you will get way better cert. As you can see, you have Dynamic Island, you have a better camera system, you have, oh yeah, because this camera system has a 40 megapixel main camera now, again, 40 megapixel main camera. It has the OLED display, still the same 60Hz OLED display, but you have now Dynamic Island, you have now USB-C, and again, this 40 megapixel main sensor will make a lot of a difference when taking photos and videos. And yeah, you'll have a 5G modem, you have a new battery life, you have the new chip. So I would say that buying the iPhone 15 against the iPhone 14 is a much, much better deal. You can get the iPhone 15 with $699 of base price. You just pick a beautiful, beautiful blue, which was one of my favorite colors of this model, or even the green, which is also very cool. And then you go for the base storage, 128 gigabytes of storage, $699. It's a great, great price for an amazing iPhone, one of the best value iPhones you can get, made of aluminum, so it will be super lightweight, beautiful to look at for someone that doesn't require that big of a deal of an iPhone, or even that someone that likes to take photos and videos to post on social media, but they don't really care about 120 Hz, then having the iPhone 15 is a great choice. Your mom, your dad, they want to take photos of their grandchildren, or even yourself, and they want to take it with the high quality possible. They want to take it the high quality video, the high quality photos, but they don't really care about 120 Hz. They don't really care about the battery life. They don't care about anything else. They just want to have the USB-C so they can charge it on their car, and they want to take photos of everyone and everyone else. Then buy the iPhone 15. It will be a great, great option. As for the iPhone 16 lineup, this is quite interesting because I do have an iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I've also tested the iPhone 16 Pro. And I gotta say, both iPhones are pretty impressive. If you are currently looking to buy the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, keep in mind that both phones are very, very expensive, but they are amazing. So, getting the iPhone 16 Pro is easy. Do you want the biggest iPhone? Do you want the smallest iPhone? Again, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the biggest iPhone ever. It has a 6.9-inch display, and it's huge, but it's also bulkier and heavier than the iPhone 16 Pro. The iPhone 16 Pro has a smaller 6.3-inch display, smaller, but it's still really, really powerful. It still has now the same camera system this year, which is quite great. Last year, it had a worse camera system than the bigger iPhone. This year, it has the same camera system, the same chip, still features Apple Intelligence, USB-C. Everything is the same between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 16 Pro. So if you want to get any of the Pro iPhones, simply go into the store, test out the size, and the one that you prefer is the one that you're going to buy. No need to worry about differences between the Pro Max. Now, the differences between the Pro Max and the Pro iPhone simply is the size. But be very careful whenever you enter the Apple Store because the iPhone 16 Pro starts at $1,000, $999. But the iPhone 16 Pro Max starts at $1,200. $1,200, wait, that's $200 of difference between the 16 Pro and Pro Max for the same iPhone. Is the bigger battery and bigger display worth it? Well, it's a big caveat because if you choose the iPhone 16 Pro, then you can configure it with, like for example, there's a titanium, 4 different tiers of storage, 128, 256, 512, and 1 terabyte. While if you choose the iPhone 16 Pro Max, again, the most expensive, the biggest iPhone ever made, then you have only 3 options, 256, 512, and 1 terabyte. So if you choose the 256 version, the base model, that's $1,200. If you go for the 16 Pro and you choose the 256 model, that's $1,100. So there's a price disparity between these two iPhones, not because one is better than the other, no, but because the iPhone 16 Pro starts with 128 gigabytes of storage at $1,000, while the 16 Pro Max starts at 256 with $1,200 of price tag. So Apple did not increase the price of the Pro Max. Apple did not make the Pro Max more expensive while being the same phone. No, they simply killed the base model 128GB version of the Pro Max phone. So if you are settling down for the 6.9-inch iPhone, keep in mind you'll have to pay extra for the 256GB model, while the iPhone 16 Pro, the smaller iPhone, does feature the 128GB version. But a quick review of this phone and the iPhone 16 Pro, The battery life is one of the best, not the best ever on an iPhone. The cameras are definitely the best in the business. The video quality, the photo quality, they are to die for. They are incredible. This can be your main production tool for social media. This can be your main device, your main camera for everything, for your vacations. This is incredible. The main sensor, the 48 megapixel main sensor, takes incredible video, incredible photos. They all look very natural at night, during the day, dusk, midday where there's lots of sunlight, in the beach, in the city, wherever you want to take food, animals. This phone can destroy it, can dominate it. And now with tons of new features on the camera app, it's incredible. The 5x telephoto is now present on both models. Now you got it on the 16 Pro, the 16 Pro Max. So it now has insane reach in terms of zoom, and the quality is also really, really good. It's the same lens present on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So if you enjoy that lens, you will enjoy this one. And then the new upgrade for this year for the camera system. Now we have a new ultra-wide lens. It's a 40 megapixel ultra-wide lens, which is also really good. It's very sharp and it's getting closer to the main sensor, but it's still not there. So if you are expecting for a super sharp, super high quality and high res ultra-wide lens, it's still not the year. It's getting closer. It's way better than last year, but it's still not the best when compared to the main sensor. So we need to wait. Although now we have a 40 megapixel ultra-wide, it's still not top notch. But other than that, I don't see anything else that Apple could improve. And this camera system is getting too good. Maybe getting some bigger sensors so we could get even more natural bokeh would be the next step. I'm still not sure. Other than that, the battery life is insane. This is a two-day phone, easily. I bought the Desert Titanium color, although I also love the new black titanium. It's insanely cool, looks so beautiful, looks so good. Maybe I regret getting this iPhone, although it's so beautiful in the hand. Now, you also have the camera control. The camera control is a big, big gimmick until it isn't. If you love it, myself, I'm still very undecided. I've made several reviews of this phone, and I do believe it's a big gimmick for me. But whenever I find it useful, it's hard to explain, but it works like magic. So I'm still not sure. I will have to use it for the rest of the year to decide on that. Other than that, I think that this iPhone was a small upgrade, but a worthy one if you are coming from an iPhone 13 Pro Max or older. If you are looking to buy the iPhone 16, then you are cheaping out a bit on the iPhone 16 lineup, but it's totally okay because I think that the iPhone 16 is a great iPhone. Again, if you go into the iPhone 16 page on the website, you are greeted with this beautiful, beautiful blue color. And yeah, this iPhone starts at $800, which is quite good. If you get the iPhone 16 base model, you have several colors to option from. So now you can see you have black, white, purple, green, and blue. And all of the colors are amazing. All of the colors this year are saturated. They pop. They look incredible. I wish I could have gotten this blue or even this amazing, amazing green and pink that we have available. All of the colors are super saturated and they are incredible. Maybe this teal color, yeah, this one is definitely my favorite. Again, for the iPhone 16, we have two models, the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus. The 16 starts at $800 and you have several options to choose from, 128, 256, 512. I would say that the sweet spot with this iPhone, because it would last you a long time, would be the 256GB model, $899. But then again, you are $100 away from the iPhone 16 Pro. So, tough choice. Will you get the iPhone 16, which has one less camera lens, does not have 120Hz, other than that, it's pretty much the same phone? Or would you grab the iPhone 16 Pro with the extra 5x telephoto and 120Hz? Tough choice, but it's one you need to make. Other than that, if you go for the base model, that's $800. If you go for 512, that's $1,100. Definitely don't get these high storage tier models. They are definitely not worth it. They are too expensive and they lose the most amount of money over time. So I would grab the iPhone 16 if I were you. This is the cheapest way to get into the iPhone 16 lineup, and I think it's the best value one out of these two. Because the iPhone 16 Plus starts at $900 with 128, so $100 shy of the iPhone 16 Pro. And again, you get the extra 5x telephoto, which I think it's incredible, takes amazing portrait photos, and it's definitely a bonus that you would like to have. And of course, 120Hz makes your iPhone look incredible. And of course, titanium feel in the hand, the titanium material, the extra weight, the extra heft that you get, and this beautiful, beautiful desert titanium color makes this iPhone definitely more appealing than the iPhone 16 Plus. So if you are looking for the iPhone 16 Plus, keep in mind that this iPhone is a 6.7-inch display iPhone, And for $100 more, you can get the way better iPhone 16 Pro with 6.3 inches of display, which is quite big for most people, and it's only $100 away from the iPhone 16 Plus. So be very, very careful whenever choosing iPhones. Apple builds the price ladder to be this exact way. So whenever you start speccing out the iPhones, they get too expensive, and so it gets worth it to pass on to the more expensive model. Be very careful. Don't waste money on something that you don't need. Evaluate your needs. So to summarize this video, I would say that the iPhones to get this Christmas would be the iPhone 15, the base model iPhone 15, or the iPhone 16. Of course, if you want the iPhone Pro models, then there's the only one choice, the 16 Pro, the 16 Pro Max. Both iPhones are great, although a very, very small upgrade if you are coming from an iPhone 14 Pro or 15 Pro. Those are still very powerful iPhones that I think you won't notice that big of a difference coming to the iPhone 16 Pro or Pro Max. But if you are coming from older iPhones, just like the iPhone 13 Pro or Pro Max, then you will notice a big change. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, have a very, very nice Christmas. This was my iPhone buyer's guide. Let me know in the comments below which one would you get this Christmas. Enjoy your presents, enjoy your family. Don't forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.